As a former police detective, hostage negotiator, and international peacekeeper, Nadeau has spent more than 30 years working with victims and perpetrators and learning from top experts in murder investigations and terrorist attacks. In his new book, Take Control of Your Life, he combines his personal experiences and insights to help readers overcome the self-sabotaging thoughts and attitudes and achieve their goals. And he joins us now. Paul, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Jeff. Nice to see you.
All right. I want to start with your childhood, because you write that you were abused as a child, and then at the age of 21, you decided to actually join the police force. Why make that decision?
Well, actually, that decision was made when I was about 7 years old. And yeah, we lived in a home of physical abuse, mental abuse. My father was a violent alcoholic, often beating my mom, my older brother, and myself. But when you live in an environment like that, you don't know much different. But I did know that I was defenseless to protect myself and my mom and my brother from my father. So at the age of 7, I came up with this idea that when I grew up, I wanted to become a police officer so I could arrest people like my father, and my father more specifically. He never gave me a chance to arrest him because he killed himself when I was 16 with the same rifle he killed Santa Claus with when I was 8. And at 21, I decided that I would continue with my dream to serve others. And that's when I joined the police department. So that thought came at the age of 7.
Well, you have spent years negotiating with terrorists and others. Do you remember your first kind of encounter, your first negotiation, your first interrogation?
Oh, I remember them all. Well, not all of them, but the ones, the firsts you kind of remember. My very first one, I wasn't a negotiator yet. I was not a hostage negotiator or a crisis negotiator, but it was when I was in uniform as a patrol sergeant. I remember receiving a 911 call to a residence, and upon opening the door and calling, is anybody in there needing help? I heard this voice calling me up the stairs, and I cautiously moved forward, not knowing exactly what I was getting into, but knowing that it was a call for distress. And it was a drunken man on a chair, just the frame of a chair, with a noose around his neck, a bottle of Jack Daniels in his left hand, and a box cutter with the blade fully exposed in his right, and he was teetling on this chair.
Here you are, exposed to this extraordinary situation, and what do I do?
Exactly. Yeah, what do I do? Now, I knew a little bit how to negotiate, but I was not a trained negotiator. But I did my job. And I remember talking to this guy for about 40 minutes. Backup showed up, but I was doing a good job, so they let it be. He wanted a witness to, to tell his ex-wife how he went out and the fact that he still loved her. And we negotiated. I was able to tell him that maybe this is a message he should tell her personally. And then I worked on the fact that he loved his children, which I was gathering intelligence. You love your children. Don't leave them with this legacy.
Yeah. Is that the takeaway for people when it comes to being a negotiator in your own life? Know what the other party wants and or needs, what they're looking for?
Oh, yeah. We start out, by establishing a very brief rapport. My name is Paul. I'm here to help you. What's going on? Tell me what's going on with you. We don't reach a point of crisis, in our lives just like that. Something happens, that leads us there. And oftentimes we just want to vent. We just want to tell people what it is that's going on in our lives that doesn't appear to be working. And when someone truly listens to you with their soul and says, tell me what's going on, we all want to be heard. We all want to feel validated. And the moment that you do that, it works wonderful.
Unfortunately, in this day and age, it looks like everyone is looking for the next opportunity to talk rather than listen. And listening is so powerful.
That's so
the book is called Take Control of Your Life. It is available right now. Nadeau. Paul, nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Nice to see you. Thanks.
All right, take care.